be a huge development. So Coventry City announced, oh crikey, we heard about it on this show, didn't we? It must be over a year ago, or around about a year ago, that the club was teaming up with the University of Warwick to build a new stadium somewhere on the land between Coventry and Kenilworth. Now, Terry's been in touch this morning and says, I don't think a new stadium's feasible. If you look at the statistics, they'd be better off ground sharing with Wasps or making a deal and having equal shares. The proposed area for the new stadium's residential. There's no parking. If you look at the road network around there, there's no structure. Well, it's not like Lego, is it? You can't just jump in and chuck a stadium up overnight in the middle of the countryside. How does it work? Is it feasible? And what does it take to get a new stadium to be a reality? Well, let's have a word now with Ty Harris from GL Events, the stadium division. He's a senior quantity surveyor. Good morning to you, Ty. Thanks so much for joining us. You've worked on Stadia before, haven't you? You worked on the ground for Exeter Chiefs, is that right?
Yeah, we're currently working on Exeter Chiefs, and we've worked on Watford Football Club, Barnet Football Club, Plymouth Argyle. So we've worked on a number of stadiums around the country.
Okay, so you know what it takes. In terms of area, I'm guessing what you need isn't just the same sort of size area as a pitch. What you need is to look at quite a sort of large expanse.
Yeah, of course you do, yeah. I mean, each row of seats is generally a metre. So if you imagine a row of seats across the length of the pitch going across the goal and down the full length, you're looking at a metre for one length of seat. So the more you work back with the distance of the stands, the further back it's going to be.
Oh, wow. So you do need quite a big area. I mean, how does it work in terms of planning? Is it a complicated business?
Yeah, we don't generally intend to get in with the early planning stage. Normally an architect would pick up the project, produce some indicative sketches and then go through an outline planning submission. If that's receptive by the planners, we then go for a full planning condition. So what would normally happen then, the architect would produce detailed drawings. He would pass that on to an engineer who would have a look at the foundations and the structure. There'll also be a number of reports, namely the highways report, ecology reports, ground investigations, sustainability reports. So there's quite a few documents that need to take place before the planning application will be considered by the planners.
Wow. So there's an awful lot involved here. This isn't just whether the building itself is suitable. This is a whole sort of bunch of factors before you can even get a spade in the ground.
Sure. I mean, I've just picked up on a couple of things that the gentleman said before. It sounds like it's on a greenfield site. So if it is a greenfield site and it's out in the country, there's going to be ecological issues. So there's going to need to be ecology reports and looking at the wildlife and how that will impact it. So it's not a quick process at all.
So when you say it's not a quick process, I'm sorry, it's a bit of a dodgy phone line. How long could they be looking at just to get to the point where you can start building?
Well, that's pretty much an open-ended question. That it's quite a dark art, the planning. It could be between 6 months, it could be up to a year. It depends how receptive the planners are and if they think it's suitable for the location.
That's
generally in our experience. Just to get it going and get it on site. Generally in our experience, planning normally takes around a year.
So a year for planning, and then how long to build a stadium?
You could. Well, there's a lot of variables there that you need to consider. One being the quantity of seats and the internal fit out and what the foundation types are. But if you're building a stadium, you could phase it and do one side and carry on with your foundations around the other side. Ballpark, I would assume 18 to 24 months at a real good rate.
Wowza.
That's been quite reasonable as well.
Listen, thank you ever such a lot, Ty, and apologies for the quality of the phone line. That's Ty Harris from GL Events. And he's involved with all sorts of stadiums and buildings, so he should know.